Good day to all the employees of Water and Sanitation. What brought us to this moment? The department has decided to embark onto an organizational structure review process. Now here we've got Ms. Teresa Mapai, who is from Change Management, who will be taking us through the answers to all the questions that we might have about this process. I'm Sibo Chipokoro. Thank you for joining us. Ms. Mapai, tell us more. Why did the department decide to embark on the structure review process?
It is so important as a department that we are able to move with the times, to be relevant and be able to meet the needs of our constituents. So our Minister of Water and Sanitation has initiated this project to ensure that we are able to meet our goals of the department in line with the constitutional mandate of the department, and most importantly, to be able to support the strategic direction of this department.
Okay, that's very much understandable. But tell us more, how far is this process of implementing the new organizational structure?
Thank you, Sibo. We've actually moved quite a lot in terms of this process. We started in 2019, and our internal team managed to put together a structure that I can proudly say it has been approved both by our minister and the department, and the DPSA managed to give us concurrence. So recently, in a circular that has been communicated by our DDG Corporate Services, outlines the progress in terms of how far we are. We are busy at the moment with matching and placing of the SMS staff, and the next rollout will be for all the employees from 12 and below.
It is all wonderful for the Department of Water and Sanitation, but I think we all need to know this. How does this process affect me personally?
We would like to assure each and every employee that this process is not meant to make anyone be worse off. No one will lose their jobs because of this process, and this is something that we need to be able to understand very well. There might be implications where people are redeployed or have to be relocated as a result of this. But some duties might be different. People might be asked to do some different in terms of their duties. But the department has got a lot of support in terms of training, and skills gap analysis will be done to support any employee who's doing anything different to what they've been doing. But the department has got a lot of support in terms of being able to give them training that is necessary after the skills gap analysis have taken place. But no one will be worse off as a result of this process.
It is awesome to hear that no one will be losing their jobs. Mm-hmm. My next question is, I won't be losing my job, but due to an office move, would I be able to carry my furniture, or will I lose that?
Most employees feel comfortable with what they own, what they make them comfortable, their offices, but there are some assets that are linked to the office that they won't be able to move with. But any assets that are linked to a person, like your laptop, your phone, you'll be able to move with it.
Will there be any abolishment of branches? If yes, what are the implications?
The new structure has minimized and abolished some branches. So we now have fewer branches than we had before. I need to explain that the branches, even though they are abolished, it doesn't mean the functions have been abolished. The functions have been fragmented, and they will be in other components. They've moved through other components. So yes, the branches have been abolished, but the functions still remains.
Right, we got to know that functions will be operating in other different components. That is in head office as we are speaking. Now we need to know, is this structure review process going to be taken through to other regions as well?
Yes, the structure, as we've explained, that the branches have been minimized. So most of the work will be going to the regions. So the regions at the moment, they've got a generic structure, but depending on the provincial head will decide which posts are more important to fill.
Here we are, the structure impacts me directly and I'm to be moved. but I was never consulted whether I want to be moved or not. What are my rights in this regard?
Employees have got rights. All employees who are impacted or affected need to be consulted. Your manager, you've got the right to consult with your manager, and if you need advice on how to go about doing it, employee relations is also available to advise.
Is it possible for me to choose the component that I prefer to go to rather than being told where to go?
How we all wish we could do that. Then we would all go to areas that we really like. But unfortunately, the departmental needs will take precedence. So no, you cannot choose where you need to go to.
Now, I can't choose where I need to go because the needs of the departments takes precedence upon the needs of mine. I want to know something though. How will restructuring affect my conditions of employment, my own personnel, and my benefits?
The conditions of employment will remain the same for all employees. No one will be impacted negatively as a result of this restructuring.
You were saying conditions of employment will remain the same and benefits will not be that affected. I have a subsidy car. What happens to that contract?
The people with subsidized cars need not to be worried or concerned. The contract that they have signed will be transferred to the new unit, and it will remain the same until the end of the contract.
Earlier on, you spoke about being trained new skills if you had to be transferred to a job that you have not been skilled in before. Here I am, I'm going towards my pension. I'm about to retire. What happens then when I am supposed to be moved to a new needing skills job?
Our employees who are approaching pension need not to worry. We regard all our employees as fully functional, even though they are approaching pension. But we do assure everyone that they will be getting the necessary support should they find themselves in a position where they need to learn new skills. The training department will provide the skills that are necessary.
Okay. It would be very difficult for you to train someone that is about to retire. But we are really grateful that you consider all of us as capable. Thank you for that answer, Ms. Mapai. Now, what will happen if my job function changes in my new role? What happens if my job function that I'm doing right now changes in my new unit where I'm going? And what will happen if I am transferred to a new post altogether where my responsibilities will be different from what I'm doing?
We don't foresee a lot of people being impacted like this, but should you find yourself in that position, this is what's going to happen. Should your job change more than 50%, then the job evaluation process will take place. In the sense that should the grading of the position be higher than where you are, then you will be moved to a position that is equal to your grade at the moment.
That's right.
Because this process is by no means encouraging people to be upgraded, it's actually prohibiting that. Should your job grade also be lower than what the position came as, then you will also be encouraged to move to a position that is equal to your current grading.
From organizational development point of view, there should be job evaluations requests that are still there. What happens to those all outstanding job requests, job evaluation requests?
The job evaluation requests that were made before the project started, those job evaluations that we received before the commencement of this project will still be attended to and be finalized in due course.
Ms. Mapai, thank you for that response. You have now cleared in concerning the job evaluation requests that are already in the system. What happens now when the existing transferred job is subjected to job evaluation as well?
Those jobs that has significantly changed, they will obviously be subjected to job evaluation so that we can know the grading of those posts.
Every employee of the department needs to sign a performance agreement at the beginning of each cycle.
Yes.
Do I have to submit my performance agreement or work plan for the current assessment cycle with this process already embarked?
Yes, each and every employee need to sign their performance contract. It is a compliance issue and they need to sign it on time and hand in so that we all comply as a department.
I have signed a performance agreement in the beginning of my cycle. Now, this time around, I'm being moved mid-year. That means my job could have changed as well. What if that has happened? Will this affect my year's performance rating?
Your performance rating is not affected negatively. What will happen is that you will sign a new performance contract should you have a different manager or a new manager or your outputs have changed. You will have to re-sign and agree on your outputs, but it won't be negatively impacted, just only as a result of this restructuring.
Wow. Okay, so it has not affected my performance agreement, it has not affected my service or condition of service, it has not affected my benefits.
Yes.
What about my probation? Here I am, I'm on probation, and this process is hindering and impacting me, on me personally or individually. What happens to the process of my probation?
You are still an employee of DWS, of Water and Sanitation. You won't be negatively affected. Obviously, should you get a new manager, you'll have to get an agreement in terms of your outputs during your probationary period.
3, 2, 1, action.
Colleagues, through Ms. Mapai's answers to our questions, we have established that we will not lose our job. We have established that our conditions of employment will not be affected. We get to keep some of our benefits, including our subsidized cash for those that have them. We even now has managed to get that even our probations will not be affected. But we still want to know the bigger question. Ms. Mapai, would I be able to use this process as an opportunity for me to apply for a new job or be upgraded?
It's actually one of the positive outputs from this whole restructuring period. New positions are going to be available. People are encouraged to apply. If you feel that you do qualify for this position, obviously you need to apply for it, and the recruitment process and policies will apply accordingly.
Does my union know about this process of restructuring that you as Department of Water and Sanitation has embarked on? Because I want them to represent me should the need arise.
Management and labor are in constant discussions, especially at our bargaining chamber, where the structure review has been a standing agenda item, and management has been updating your union on how far we are in terms of the structure. You have the right to request them in terms of how far we are doing, but most importantly, it is your right to request them should you need them to represent you.
You will agree with me that Ms. Mapai managed to clear some of the questions that we might have that would have come out because of this process of a structure review in our department. And some of our stresses was also eased through this, I hope. But Ms. Mapai, what if the stress is still there? Is there enough wellness support to assist the entire affected staff of the department caused by this restructuring process?
Yes, we do have a wellness support. Our department prides itself as a caring department that looks after the needs of its employees. During this difficult time, employees might feel the need to be able to consult wellness should they need to. We have wellness unit in our head office, and each and every province has got a wellness coordinator that can assist during this time. So you are encouraged as employees, should you feel the need to contact any one of them.
If you may have any questions or further clarity that you need, or even more information about this video, please visit our website. We have managed to put and made sure that we update it regularly on all information, be it circular, be it the structure review process, where we are, where we are going. You will be able to find that out there. From change and communication component, we say see you soon.